This episode of the Golf Gaming Podcast on the Sports Gaming Podcast Network is presented to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up today. You can pro golf SGPN and then go to sportsgamingpodcast.com/dog to enter our bonus contest. 5 winners receive shirts, hats, and a $50 gift card. And we're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. All right, degenerates. You're a real degenerate if you listen to this one. Even though they have some great golfers. It's your boy, Boston Capper, with the god of golf himself, Steve Shermer. And hey, we're here for the 2024 LIV Jeddah Best Bet Show. There's money to be made. Great golfers to see if you can find it on the CW. Steve, what's up, buddy?
We switched sides because we're going to the other side of the world.
Oh, we did. That's weird.
We did. Like I know. I'm always on the left.
How would you point that out to me? That's going to mess with me. I don't like that.
It's like how I point out to you, you're wearing the same shirt as you wore on Sunday. So,
dude, I mean, it's a house hoodie. It's like house shoes. Like I wash it like once every 2 weeks. I wear it for fucking 3 hours a night before I go to bed because it gets a little chilly. Because I keep my house at like 68.
You know, technically, this eepisode is going to come out tomorrow on the podcast feed. So actually, I'm wearing the same thing tomorrow.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So all right. So you've worn yours basically 3 out of 4 days. You might be.
Dude, I wear this fucking thing like every night.
All right. All right. Well,
it's look, go get it, guys. It's a fucking great. It's basically a long sleeve tee with a hoodie. You keep your house nice and cold. You don't have to put a hoodie on. You just fucking throw this on. You're good to go.
Yes, visit the merch store. But so good news for anybody who wants to bet on LIV, at least in New York, where I live. All my books have odds now for LIV.
Dude, even fucking Hard Rock, Florida's got fucking bets on them.
I think so what was holding them up was some sort of like gaming ethics commission was questioning the integrity of LIV, which a lot of people have. And one of them
we're going to talk about that.
Well, the reason why they were questioning is because Sebastian Munoz actually said that he purposely didn't try to make a putt so the team could win. And they thought that was a little iffy. So, and I guess they
makes sense. Why would he have to miss a putt?
Well, because he didn't want a three putt to lose the team competition for them. So you get a lot of money for winning. You get like 5.
Yeah, no, I know, but why would he want it? Why did he not try to make the putt?
Because it was like a 45-foot putt.
Ah,
so
okay.
Yeah, so he just wanted to make sure he like lagged it up there.
And he lagged it up.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Well, the fact that he admitted it, apparently that set off all these siren bells. And
you gotta put the 45-foot putt thing. I'm like, why is he trying to miss a 3-foot putt?
No, he was trying to miss a 45-foot putt, basically.
Okay.
And that apparently was the reason why a lot of these books are hesitant. But hey, I think all of a sudden, the fact that this thing's getting a little buzz and you add John Rahm and Terrell Hatton.
Johnny Rahm.
Now, all of a sudden, people want to bet on it and they're starting to offer it. So maybe they cut corners a little bit to get these in the book. But hey, that was actually nice. The fact that I can price shop a little bit this week.
A little bit.
That was good. I had more options for positionals as well. That was pretty nice. And yeah, I mean, this is actually a tournament as well that even though it's in Saudi Arabia and at very weird hours, we actually have a lot of history with this, not just with just 2 LIV events, but the Saudi International that's had 6 events there too. So, you know, a lot to draw upon, a lot of past leaderboards to look at, a lot of horses for courses. So this will be an interesting discussion this week when we talk about LIV Jeddah.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting because it's funny because you go back and look. This is the course where, so I pulled up the old leaderboards and all that. This is where HV3 drained that fucking eagle, right? Mm-hmm. It was like a 90-foot putt or something fucking silly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was going to be a tough 2-putt to get into a playoff, and he hit the eagle to win it.
Yep.
So do you remember who he beat that day?
Bubba.
He did. He beat Bubba.
Yep. Bubba's. And so I got a bunch of guys written down based on like, oh, I remember this course.
Okay.
So all right. Let's see what we got.
All right. Why don't we take our first break first, and then let's actually go over the golf course and what Jeddah is just all about.
All right, let's do it. Listen, Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. It's also the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. You can the pick 'em game where you pick your favorite players will have a higher or lower stat total in this week's game for a chance to win big, and rivals picks, which you pitch two players against each other. Which one's going to have more yards, which is going to have more birdies. That messed me up. Why'd you switch me up in the middle of an ad read? So listen, I love Underdog Fantasy. Wish they weren't leaving Florida. Hopefully they can figure out where to stay. But if you're in a state that's smart enough to keep them, you sign up today with promo code GolfSGPN to get your first deposit doubled up to $100, as well as an instant pick'em special. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com. Find it in the App Store. Don't forget to register with my promo code GolfSGPN to get your first deposit doubled up to $100, as well as an instant pick'em special. It must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit ncpgambling.org. And on top of that, the SGPN team is going with Underdog to give you more of a bonus. You sign up between now and the end of the month, and 5 winners will receive an Underdog hat, an Underdog shirt, and a $50 SGPN gift card when you sign up using promo code GolfSGPN. Then go to sportsgamingpodcast.com/dog to enter the contest for your chance to win.
Okay. All right. Let's take a magical trip to the other side of the world on a magic carpet ride to Saudi Arabia. And let's pull it up here. We're getting canceled. We might get canceled, but maybe for different reasons than you think. So this is Jeddah. In all of its glory, population about 3.8 million. It is a strategic port city in Saudi Arabia, but this has become kind of an entertainment and sports hotbed for Saudi Arabia. This is where the F1 track is. This is where they have MMA fights and WWE events, and they've really put a lot of capital infrastructure into Jeddah to make it kind of like a tourist destination. I think they're trying to make this more like the Dubai, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Have you been there? You mentioned on the last show you've been to Saudi Arabia. Have you been to Jeddah?
I've not been to Jeddah. I've not been to that nice of a place. Okay. I have been to Dubai, though. I've been to Dubai multiple times. It's very nice.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia, I don't know, find the border of Iraq. And I've been to a town on the other side of there.
Okay. All right. Well, so you'll notice, though, and I put up Google Earth.
Drunken go-kart rides, by the way. They have go-karts that we weren't aware of. They were going like 70 miles an hour. We were all fucking hammered and went and fucking did that and rode some camels. Super fun.
Very fun. Well, you'll notice every time I show Google Earth in the previews, you'll know that where the golf course is because there's little yellow points and like numbers and everything like that. Thing is, though, what's missing from Jeddah? Where's the golf course? I don't see it.
Where is it? I don't either.
It's not actually in Jeddah. We got to go. We got to take this road. We got to take this.
Oh shit! That's way the fuck out there.
Going. Still going.
Oh my god!
Oh, here it is. It is 60 miles.
How far away is that? My god!
In King Abdullah Economic City, there is a golf course here, and you can see there's literally nothing around it. This is King Abdullah Economic City, and in 2005, King Abdullah, at that point, he came out with 6 mega projects that was part of the 10 by 10 program, basically to make Saudi Arabia one of the top 10 leaders in domestic and foreign investment. And kind of like what China was doing, they were just creating cities out of nothing. They picked this spot.
Those ghost cities? Those ghost cities are wild.
So this is a ghost city. So the first phase of this project was completed in 2010. It was supposed to be completed in 2020. As you can see, had they completed this project? No, they haven't. But I mean, there's not totally nothing. There is like a little beach town right here. I guess this is their version of like South Beach with like Miami. And I mean, they got a Starbucks over here. Yeah, there's Starbucks. There's the beach over here. There's like a Ritz-Carlton as well. Here's your go-kart spot.
Is there a Ritz?
You can go
dude, I told you.
Here's a movie theater.
That's not where I was, though.
Yeah, there's a Ritz-Carlton. Yep. So here's the go-karts. Here's a little movie theater where they probably edit Aladdin, where after he steals the apples. What's that? You're stepping all over my stick and jokes here, buddy.
Because you're on a fucking delay.
You're killing me.
Yeah, I know. Because you're on a delay.
I'm on a delay.
You're
well, actually, I think you're glitching. On a delay, sir.
You're glitching.
All right, well, why don't you just shut your mouth and just let me go? So, anyways, let's go back to the golf course. So, one of the ways they were going to try to attract businesses and investments here is to actually put a golf course. And the goal was they're going to create a lot of neighborhoods. Like, there's a couple villas over here, like, over here, this empty neighborhood where they're probably going to have like a bunch of barbecues and the kids will get together. It's called like Fairway, like Royal Greens Fairways. And there's nothing here, basically, except for this golf course. And it's kind of, so when you're watching this week, they're going to talk about like, the vibrant atmosphere of the crowds and the energy. Just know that outside of the ropes here, it's really just a bunch of sand. And that's it. It's kind of,
that's the whole part of the fucking world. Whole part of the world.
I know. I mean, like this is why a lot of people can't really take this tournament seriously, is because this is their crown jewel golf course. And literally it's in the middle of like if you just zoom out here, like literally like nothing there. But let's talk about the golf course. That's what you're really here for, not just Saudi Arabia stuff. So this is Royal Greens Golf and Country Club. This opened in 2017 after a couple delays in the construction. This is a Dave Sampson design from the European Golf Design. It's also run by the Troon Golf Company. So Dave Sampson has done a couple other golf courses that you might know. He's done the Golf Club Cran-sur-Sierre, which is the site of the Omega European Masters, the one in Switzerland that's in the mountains that LIV won last year. So he did that one. He also did the Evian Resort Golf Club. That's where the Evian Major is for the women. He did that one. He also did some work on PJ National. So that's cool. PJ National Russia, though. So
I'm sorry. What? Time out. We're gonna have to pause here. Wait, time out. What?
Yeah.
Wait.
So
wait.
There's something.
Wait. There's a PGA course in Russia?
Yeah, it's called PJ National Russia.
Where's it at?
It's outside of Moscow.
Get the fuck out of here. That is wild.
Yeah, that'll be for another episode. Maybe look at that. But this Dave Sampson guy, definitely not afraid to take money from very illicit sources to build his golf club.
Putin's basically like a fucking like a 1940s Godfather. He's just whacking people on fucking national TV and nobody gives a fuck. Like it's wild.
It is wild. Well, he designed PJ National Russia. So one of the things that I did, let's go over some little stats. So it's the par 70. It's 7,048 yards. It is all paspalum. There's a lot of salt in the soil here, so you can't use Bermuda. They can't use bent grass. It has to be all paspalum, and that's what a lot of seaside, golf courses. It's what they are. When I was reviewing the 2022 LIV Jeddah tournament, I just kind of assumed, because you can't see it through the overhead imagery right here. And you would expect, okay, it's a desert, it's by the coast, it's probably pretty dead flat, probably like a lot like Mayakoba. But what I was surprised at was there was a lot of land movement with this thing. Like there's a lot of elevation change. I mean, it's not like Kapalua, but for example, here it's about 35 feet elevation. The low spot of this fairway is it's about 20 feet down, and that's another 20 feet back up. So there's some land movement with it. There's some mogul mounds that if you miss a fairway, you can get some uneven lies, kind of like it's the stadium course at Amex. There's a lot of movement with the greens as well. There's some shelves and shoulders and ridges and tilt to it. It's definitely not flat greens. And it kind of reminded me of, hey, this kind of looks a little bit like Marco Simone, especially with how some of these fairways bottleneck. I mean, there's a couple of holes down the back nine that kind of look a little bit like Marco Simone. And lo and behold, this guy actually did the redesign of Marco Simone for the Ryder Cup.
Interesting.
So this guy apparently loves some undulating terrain and bottlenecking fairways. And, it looks a lot like that golf course. It's kind of like a shorter version of Marco Simone. I mean, that really only helps you with Rahm, Hatton, Moronk, because he's won there a lot. But what you know about Marco Simone was that was a very driver-heavy golf course. And, I mean, you see winners like Graham McDowell in the past. You see winners like Abe Answer have done here. But most of the winners are driver-heavy guys. DJ, Brooks, Harold Varner. Even in the tournaments that McDowell and Answer won, Answer beat Cam Young in that tournament.
Cam Young stinks.
Okay. I had a bet on Cam Young that week, and I got up
I
early
remember,
to watch
I'm
it.
sorry.
I got up early to watch it. I was not happy.
I remember waking up to
Matthew,
those angry texts.
Matthew Wolf has done well here. Big bomber. Bubba Watson has a decent finish here. And back when it was a Saudi International, I think Tony Finau finished like second. So and I went back and looked at all of the club shot choices from off the tee, and it's a lot of drivers. Even though, it's a shorter course and you got like a lot of these bottlenecking of the fairways here, like this is one example, or like a pinch fairway here. It doesn't really matter. Guys are just ripping it because the penalty to miss a fairway, the rough's not all that much. And if you hit in the desert here, it's kind of like a Phoenix. It could be behind a rock and you got to take a penalty stroke, but it could also be fine.
Yeah, there's like the desert out there. There ain't a lot. Like it's literally flat. Like there's no cactuses and like what you think of American deserts. Like it's just fucking rocks. It's rocks and sand.
Okay. I mean, there are a couple areas like where it is dirt patches. Like I think Sergio hit it down here, and it was in like a dry creek bed. That wasn't a great spot. So the closing stretch of holes, though, I mean, I'm not saying like these are really good holes, but it could provide some intrigue as far as like if guys really screw up. So 14 and 15 is basically a mirror image of each other. It's sharp dog legs here. You could try and see guys cut the corner, but because usually the prevailing wind off the Red Sea here, it really knocks the ball down. Guys are basically laying up with like a 3-wood in the 15. 16 is right against the coast. This is actually the only time you're actually going to see the water here. This can be kind of a cool hole because the wind's coming off the Red Sea here, pushes into this bunker. Reminds me a lot of what was it? I think 16 or Port Royal by the coast there.
Yeah. All right.
It reminds me a little bit of that. 17, not a great hole. It's supposed to be drivable, but most of the guys just kind of lay up for an iron shot in. And then 18, long par 5 with the tail and wind. They usually can carry this bunker over here, even though it's like 360 to carry. But it's a big carry over water. There's some runoffs over here behind the green. There's a lot of movement to the green too. So, I mean, there's a lot of character to this golf course. It's a lot of unnatural, land movement, and they moved a lot of earth basically to do it. I mean, it was a goddamn desert, but it's not this like flat, like straightforward golf course I probably thought it was. You can get in some bad areas, especially around the green. There's a lot of collection areas, a lot of tight lies you got to chip off of. It's not all that easy. So that's Royal Greens. In a nutshell, as far as I could give you proximity buckets, doesn't really matter, but it's mostly a lot of shots between like 150 and 200. Not a whole lot of shots over 200 just because it's a shorter golf course. But overall, though, it does a pretty good job, at least how it's set up, like testing you through the bag. But again, there's no strokes gained per shot or proximity stats, so it doesn't help you. Just informational. So overall,
nothing on that has to be the best breakdown of this fucking course that anyone's going to put out this week. That was great.
I try. That's what I'm here for, I mean, whether it can actually help you gambling or not, because they don't reveal all the stats of the stuff, But hey, I calculate some stats, some high level stuff, which we'll look at after the break. So why don't we take another break, and then maybe we'll talk about like how these guys have kind of been doing with according to Steve Shermer's math.
Love it. That's what I trust. Forget data golf. I need Steve golf. So win bigger by betting smarter this NBA season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NBA and soccer bet with historical stats and data and any parlay idea into the Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg as well as the expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which one's got value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. And don't forget, for all you audio listeners, go over and subscribe to us on YouTube's.
Okay. All right. Let's just give you a high-level summary of what everybody's doing. This is just pure total strokes gained.
Now, this is yours, right? This is yours.
No, this is not mine, but anyone can do this. This is just everyone's average score relative to the field. Like
we should put your thing behind the mothership's fucking Patreon.
So people have access to it.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't guarantee. There's a lot of flaws to it.
There's
it's
no
better than what anybody else can
gambling,
put at.
Steve.
There's flaws to it, but it gives you a good idea about what everybody's kind of doing. But just from a pure performance basis, no categories or anything. I mean, obviously, this is pretty self-explanatory. DJ's been the best player so far. He won Las Vegas, finished top 10 at Mayakoba. Ram has been very consistent in 2 tournaments. Sergio had a great showing in Mayakoba, not very good in Las Vegas. Paul Casey's been surprisingly pretty good. We'll get to that in a little bit. He's been hitting it really good tee to green, just kind of like he always does. And he's been putting relatively okay so far this year. He's been pretty good this season. I mean, obviously Brooks been pretty good. Haddon's been pretty good. So, like, I mean, all your top guys that you would expect, like Cam Smith's in the top 10 for like how they've been doing. Like, no surprise. This Caleb Surratt guy, the young guy on Legion on John Rahm's team,
We love that guy.
He's been pretty good. Matthew Wolf had a really shitty Mayakoba, but really good in Vegas, and he's been good at Saudi. And this is kind of a golf course that if you pretty driver heavy, he's been doing well here. That's someone maybe to look at. Bryson's got off to a bit of a slow start, though. I think that's the most surprising one. Not very good at Mayakoba. And then we were all on him at Vegas.
Choked that fucking shit away.
And he choked. He was terrible on Saturday when they ended it. But otherwise, though, I mean, like, go ahead.
Based on what you said, talking about the breakdown of the course, we need to tag a matchup against Bryson for uneven lies.
Yeah, so Bryson has not been very good here.
He's never good with anywhere where it's not flat.
Yeah, so he was T11 last year at LIV Jeddah, but his other ones, I think the Saudi International that Abe Answer won, I think Bryson like missed the cut by a lot. Really? And then I think he withdrew from another one because he was so bad like a hand injury, but he's never been good here. So
yeah,
that's something to maybe consider.
I'm gonna tag him. I'm gonna look at that. I didn't think about that until you just broke. I know we talked about it off air, but I didn't think about it until you actually went through the breakdown of like the uneven lies. I just cussed about I hate moguls. I was like, oh wait, no, we need to target Bryson.
Yeah, I mean the back half of LIV. I mean it's not very good. That's not surprising anyway. Patrick Reed's got off to a really slow start. He's 28th in total strokes gained. Moronk, who I continue to bet stupidly. He hasn't been all that good. Uline was really bad at Mayakoba and really
great last week.
Yeah. I mean, well, because that was just a bomber's paradise, and that fits his, that fits him.
Yeah.
So he was really good there. He's really good in Saudi. And that's a guy who
hits
driver a lot. He is a good putter.
He's kicked over my guy. He's he's a bomber. Herbert.
Who? Herbert?
Bomb and putt. No irons.
So Herbert was pretty good in the Saudi International.
Yeah. Did he win an event over here?
I mean, I think he's won an event in the Middle East, but he's never won
Middle East.
Saudi.
Yeah.
He's never won Saudi.
I'm lumping Middle East all together.
Okay. All right. So just look, I mean, this is just how everyone's been doing. Mito has been the big surprise down here. He's been horrible. But he finally played well at the Oman Open last week.
Yep.
Signs of life.
And he had a good middle round. Was it? I don't know if it was the middle round or the last round at Vegas. He shot like 600 or 700. He
might have. So, but I mean, overall, he just was terrible. But yeah. So maybe things are starting to come around for Mito. He's been pretty good at Saudi Arabia. It's the Royal Greens, both in a Saudi International setting and a LIV setting. That's also something maybe like to point out too. So these LIV events were always in October. And I think the prevailing wind, because I was looking at where the wind direction is coming this week. It's coming from the north this week. And usually the prevailing wind is from the east off the sea. So I don't know if that's just something that was just in October that was the wind. And in February, it's different. Might change how the golf course is playing.
Okay.
So that's something maybe to watch.
All right.
But he's been good in that format when it's been in like February, March. He's been good when it's in October. I think it's a good golf course fit for him.
Wait, who beat Mito in Oman? Was it Ortiz right next to him?
No, yeah, Carlos Ortiz won.
Right, he beat Mito.
Yeah, his Torquay teammate beat him.
Maybe Torquay is maybe what's Torquay for the week? What odds we're getting on Torquay?
Well, why we go to teams, because you can also bet that too. I've summarized what everybody's been doing by teams. Obviously, you have your top 3 teams: Smash, which is Brooks Koepka's team; Legion, which is Rom's team; and Bryson's team, the Crushers. They are head and shoulders above everybody. Bryson's team did a lot better in Mayakoba than Vegas. Legion's been pretty good in both, and then Bryson's team won Vegas because they had what's
DJ's team's name?
DJ's the 4 Aces.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, like in Vegas, like Taylor Gooch played great. Kokrak played awesome. McDowell was a surprise there. Koepka didn't even play all that great, but
we should have thought about Kokrak playing great in Vegas because he won a Shadow Creek.
Little different, but sure. But yeah, those are basically your top 3 teams. Torquay has been mostly just Neiman and nobody else. Fireballs have been mostly Sergio, nobody else. And then everybody else has been kind of really bad. Like DJ's team. I think the problem with DJ's team is
Pat Perez on his team?
Well, that's the thing. Now that in the final round, all 4 scores count, like you can't hide Pat Perez anymore. So that's something to think about. Like if you want to bet these teams, which you can, you got to think about like, okay, I want to bet, Ripper this week. I want to bet Cam Smith's team. Well, Matt Jones, no offense to you,
Matt Jones
is not a real golfer anymore. Like, so that's something to consider. And his score is going to count on Sunday. So that's not great. Or if you want to bet, I don't know, even John Rahm's team. You got Kieran Vincent here.
Who the fuck is that?
Who is that? So he's a Zimbabwe guy. He's actually Scott Vincent.
What?
So Scott, I can't believe I know so much about LIV. This is sad. This is rock bottom for the podcast. So Scott Vincent is like, he was on, I think, the Asian tour for a while, got a promotion up to here. And Kieran is his brother. And I think he was a caddy, and either Sam Horsfield or somebody like withdrew, and Kieran was like the substitute to play. But then he ended up qualifying through their promotions event, and now he has a spot on LIV. So
why the fuck did Rahm pick him?
Because there was, at that point, it was unknown if Hatton or anybody else was going to come over there, and they needed to fill out teams, so he was available.
Oh, he's up for the chopping block, no pun intended, next year.
So that's something to keep in mind when betting teams, is that on Sunday, like, there's usually really bad players at the end of it that probably going to sink your hopes. And like top to bottom, like Brooks's team is at least like competent golfers. Gooch, Kokrak, Koepka, McDowell can still kind of get it done if it's the right track for him. Bryson's team,
McDowell's restaurant makes a great prime rib.
Yeah. Like Charles Howell III can still get it. He still hits it pretty good. Lahiri sometimes pop. Paul Case has been playing pretty good so far this year. So that's like a competent team, like top to bottom. Same thing
so you brought up Gooch. I have to. So you're not on social media. So did you see what Gooch said?
I'm aware.
Okay, I just wanted to get your take on that. Been waiting for you to bring Gooch.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll talk about him in a little bit. Okay. This is my attempt to kind of summarize how everybody's been doing by category.
Sexy. Look at that thing.
And honestly, this does a pretty good job of kind of summarizing the season. So, listen, I mean, like, DJ and Koepka and Rahm, like, these guys have been hitting really good tee to green. And basically how I'm calculating is, like, how much you're basically gaining on the field. It's not strokes gained. It's not that. It's just really high level, just how you're doing in each category relative to everybody else per tournament. And it kind of gives me a good picture of everybody. Like, for example, it's not a surprise that Paul Casey's been hitting the ball really good and not putting all that great this year. The eyeball test, John Rahm's been hitting it really good and sucks at putting. That is definitely confirmed with this. So I know I'm basically on the right track here. Charles Howell's all putting. So, I mean, so like, it's not really a surprise though with a lot of this stuff. As far as like who's doing good in each category, who isn't. What's kind of surprising is like Gooch. I think like in Vegas, it was basically all putting with him.
Mm-hmm.
He really hit all that great. And actually, I want to go to last year. So this is the last year's Jeddah tournament. Basically how everybody did in each category. So it seems like, and we talk about driving with this tournament, how it's a very driver-heavy golf course. It seemed like the guys who kind of drove it the best with either gaining fairways or gaining yards distance. They did it pretty good. Like they were towards the top of the leaderboard. Iron play was kind of hit or miss. I mean, Brooks hit it okay that week. Gooch was awful. He missed a lot of greens. Same with Harold Varner, missed a lot of greens. But it seemed like guys who kind of got up and down a lot were pretty good for the week and kind of congregate towards the top of the leaderboard. I mean, obviously, if you putt well, you're going to do well in a tournament. So that's kind of what I was looking for. I was looking for guys who just generally are good with their drivers, good scramblers, has been scrambling relatively well so far this year, and then guys who have been pretty good at Saudi for the most part. So that's kind of what I went for this week.
Oh,
so
Tyrell minus 105 over Bryson.
All right. Yeah. Why don't we take do we have taken our break or we?
Nope. We just keep on rolling.
All right. Let's get rid of this. Let's get the odds board. Okay. All right. Did you bet anybody at the top under 20 to 1?
So these odds don't move a lot. So I wanted to ask you. So DJ and Brooks both. I mean, it's 9 and 11 to 1. Mm-hmm. They both play really well here, right? So
they do.
Bryson's won the last LIV, and he's won outside of LIV. DJ has won here. DJ's obviously playing really well, opposed to my stupid cocaine narrative in Las Vegas. I mean, should we put something on them at the top of the board? I feel like those odds are more than fair.
So I didn't bet either outright, but I found a minus 110 for DJ to finish in the top 10. I took that.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, I
mean, I think every tournament he's played here, he's finished in the top 10, and the only time he didn't was when he withdrew right before the tournament.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So think about it this way. This is also kind of another angle you could take with this too. Like, you think about with DJ, like a lot of this stuff is like, okay, like how much trouble can these guys get like off the course? There's literally nothing to do where they're at. So only thing
I will say,
okay,
go ahead. No, keep going.
The only thing to do if you're there is to go get some money and make it worthwhile for you. So maybe that's why he's really good here. He just says, you know what, screw it. And also it just kind of fits what he does. Like, awesome driver, good on really undulating greens, good scrambler. So it just fits what he does well here.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Okay. All right. So
but you don't like him at 9 or 10 to 1?
I just didn't want to bet him 10 to 1.
Okay. After just coming off a win last week too. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I bet a loser at the top. I bet a loser at the top here, but it kind of fit a couple of things I was looking for. I am betting Gooch 16 to 1.
He sucks. He's the worst human.
So he finished second here last year at this event. He's actually been driving the ball pretty well this year, and he's been scrambling pretty well this year. Coming off a good finish in Vegas, and I think I actually remember last year he said something stupid, and then he ended up winning. I think like after that.
You're right. It was the Ryder Cup thing.
Yeah. So he ended up winning after that. He said something stupid today. I think the guy's got a chip on his shoulder. Yeah. So I bet him.
Do you think I don't think he knows how stupid he is. Like he is he's just what I guess Steve Carell from The Office. Like he's like Michael Scott. He has no fucking idea. Like what he says is ridiculous. Like Caleb Gooch is ridiculous. When he speaks, he's dumb. Like it's unbelievable.
Do you know why he's even on LIV?
Well, yeah. I mean, he took the money, but he thought he'd be able to come back, right? I can't remember.
He got duped into it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh,
he's not bright.
I guess I'm gone then." He might not be very smart, guys. Okay, but he's good. He's also pretty good at golf. I know people want to rip on him saying he's just Taylor Gooch. He's a good golfer, though.
Here's a name that's easily made fun of.
Yeah, I mean, like, you remember when he left too? Like,
I was sad, dude. I thought he was good.
Yeah,
he was definitely on the upswing.
Like, he played well at the Masters, played well at the PGA. You know, he was always kind of sniffing around contention. He was good in Florida. I think at Sawgrass, he was pretty good. The player,
he's a Florida golfer.
Like, he was decent, and he hasn't really lost a whole lot. And I know people want to rip on him because it's just Taylor Gooch, but he's still a good player. So I bet him 16-1, considering the facts. Good history last year. He's been doing well in the things that I'm looking for this week, and a little bit of chip on his shoulder.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I haven't bet anything yet, other than we'll get to him later. The one you texted out earlier on our chat.
Okay. All right. Well, I got two more guys in between there.
All right. Who you got?
I bet Sergio 25-1. Okay. And I also bet him for a top 10 to 2-1.
That's not bad.
Sergio's really good here. I think he's got like 3 or 4 top 10s, other than when he got DQ'd for taking a chunk out of the bunker.
That was here.
That was here.
That was here.
That was here.
I'm 100% tailing you on the top 10. Not the outright, but 100% on the top 10.
But he's been, really good here.
Golf was the worst. They were all crying about, look how we did. Yeah, guess what? He was very fucking upset about it. Like, oh, dude. See, they took all my guys. They took all my temperamental guys. I missed them all. I missed Sergio. Yeah.
So good history here. He should have won, I think, the LIV event in 2022. He blew it on 18. So he should have been that playoff there. With Koepka and Uline. Wow. Yeah, he was tied for the lead heading into 18. He was playing ahead of them, and he hit it into that dry creek bed, and he went par in the hole.
Steve, I don't know how you have the memory you have, dude.
Well, I literally just watched this yesterday. I watch this stuff so you all don't have to. Okay? But he blew it 2 years ago. He's got a couple top 10s here. He's hitting the ball really good here. Drives are really good. He's been hitting it really good all season. Been really good around the green so far this year, too.
Sergio.
And he almost won in Mayakoba, so he still, he still got it.
Yeah. Sergio.
So I bet him 25. So I bet him 25-1.
I actually don't hate that. I might be all right because he's like the old man. Like now that I'm an old man, like I like being competitive and beating younger cats, and he was definitely doing that with Joaquin. So I like that a lot. And this might be. I just put it up on the screen. The fucking what was Cam call it? The mortgage whale play. Fucking Cam Smith, even money over Bryson. My guy.
So Cam Smith sucks here.
Wow, does he?
He does. He has not posted anything good here. I'm not sure. It might be because of the fact that, like, just because it's so driver heavy.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it doesn't fit him. Maybe he can't carry some of these bunkers that are there. I don't know. If for whatever reason it doesn't work here for him. Maybe he's not a pass Palom guy.
No, maybe that could be it.
Could be that. So,
all right, Sergio 25. I like that. Sergio 25, I like.
All right, here's one you're not going to like.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed to say because I know you're just going to explode.
Are you going to say Paul Casey?
No, I bet him top 10 at like plus 250.
Fine.
He's good. He's been good here too. I think it's 2 top 10s, actually 2 top 5s. I think like T24 last year because he just wasn't playing great, but he's hitting the ball great so far this year. So I thought just a top 10 on that at over 2-1 is not bad.
No.
Matthew Wolff 40-1.
You can't quit him.
I can't quit him.
I can't quit him, man.
Here's the thing. I quit him in Vegas, and he almost won the thing.
Oh, you were
dragged me back in.
You were gonna be on fucking suicide watch if he fucking if he won Vegas. You were so apoplectic about fucking about it, man.
Yeah, well, and that was Pebble Week where I was sitting on
know.
Ludwig's second and it got canceled the next day.
Yeah, it was a bad week for you.
I think the show would have ended if Wolf won
Yeah.
and that happened. But so last year, just because he was miserable with Brooks, Jeddah did not go well for him. But he finished T10 at the Saudi International, the one that Answer won. At LIV Jeddah 2022 was T5. At 2022 Saudi International T6. He's good here. He's good here. And he finally showed some signs of life at Vegas. He actually has been he's been actually decent around the green. I know it's been, it's kryptonite usually so far his career, but so far at least this year he's been all right there. I thought 40-1 for a guy that I just can't quit.
Nah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
And he's good here.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. And then Mito was...
Explain Mito, because this is a beautiful explanation.
Okay. Well, I mean, then somebody came after me for calling the Asian Tour garbage, which, whatever. So I noticed that at the Oman Open on Friday night that he was playing good. And I showed it earlier, just terrible. And it wasn't like the putter with him. Like nothing was working for Mito. The driver sucked. The iron sucked. He was missing greens. Couldn't get up and down. But all of a sudden in Oman at a golf course that has been featured on the DP World Tour, that is also past Balam.
I've also been to that shithole, by the way.
In Oman?
Yeah. Fucking hellhole.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not fun.
No. Well, he was having fun at least through Friday. He was tied for the lead, and he was 65-1 at that point. He has a top 10 at the Saudi International, top 10 last year in this event. So obviously it's a good golf course for him. Seemed like he was playing well at that point. I said, you know what? Why don't you take a flyer at 65-1 at this point? Get ahead of the market. Well, Saturday he tanked, because that's just what happens. But Sunday he shot 600 to move up to third. So good tournament for Mito. He's now up to like 40-1. I think he's actually kind of a trendy pick this week.
Oh, he's absolutely trendy.
Yeah. But hey, I got him at a good number.
I took him at 40. I don't give a shit. I took him at 40.
All right.
That's what I got. That's what I took.
Okay. Some others to maybe consider for like positionals. Another guy.
Wait. Can I ask you about some more outrights?
Yeah, sure. Ask me about some more outrights.
All right. So why not? I know HV3 was fucking super lucky, right, with burying that eagle. But at 45, and he played decent in Vegas, right? He's a couple more weeks removed from his DUI, which I imagine weighed on him, right? Because 45 HV3, no.
I mean, former winner, and he played much better in the ball striking stats, and he putted a lot better than he did in Mayakoba.
Right.
Yeah, I think he faded.
You don't hate it.
I think he faded on Sunday?
Saturday. No, they don't play on Sunday, sir.
That's true. It was a Thursday through Saturday tournament. Yeah, listen, like I showed decent numbers on him for Vegas. He's been good here. Sure, why not?
Okay, and I have two more.
Okay.
Bubba. Why not Bubba at fucking 56, 57, 60, whatever you can get him at? It's Bubba. You texted me earlier in the week that you can't wait to show me the spot that he hit that amazing shot from at Augusta. And now he's playing this course. And this is how my brain works, Steve. So I was like, oh, this is got to be a sign. Bubba is in contention this week.
I mean, he didn't play half bad in Vegas, at least the first
He didn't.
time.
He played okay.
I mean, I think he faded pretty badly.
Yeah, he's Bubba.
After that.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. Listen, you bet Matt Jones last week. So if you want to bet Bubba, go ahead and bet Bubba.
That's fine. Fuck you. All right. And then, just in case this whole fucking thing is rigged, 201. Mr. Kim.
Anthony.
If it's rigged and they want to get the
buzz money on from there.
I'm just saying, listen, it's worth $10, dude. It's worth $20.
No, it's not.
If this is the WWE, dude, it's 100% worth $20. 100%.
Okay, so you're going back. So you think this is now just all? You're going back to the take. This is all rigged now, right?
Maybe. And listen, if it is, why would I put the money on this?
You think John Rahm would let that happen?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's always so. I guess your argument is what I always say about like conspiracy theorists. I'm like, do you know how many people would have to keep their mouth shut to have this actually happen and be a conspiracy? All right, fuck.
Yeah,
that would have been fun though.
No, Kim's going to finish probably last.
He looked all right.
This isn't going to go
divots
well.
look good on the driving range, I guess.
Oh, we looked good on the driving range. Okay.
I said his divots look good on the driving range.
Oh, the divots look good. Okay, so you're an expert in divots.
Straight line back. Straight line back did it correctly.
Oh, okay. All right. Great. That's like baseline of like being a tour pro. Good job.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, so one guy I'm considering for a position, I can't quit him too, but it's because of the Marcus Simone connection. I mean, Meronk top 10.
I knew you were going. I knew I fucking knew it.
He cashed the top 10 at Vegas for me.
Oh, did he end up in the top 10?
He did. It was no dead heat, and he got T10.
Okay.
He rallied on Sunday.
Okay.
Or Saturday.
So I had Meronk. So one of the matchups I looked at was Meronk over Usti.
So Usti coming off the win or the second place in Oman.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe a little. I didn't pull the
ball.
I didn't pull the trigger.
I don't think he's been all that good.
He has been terrible.
Saudi though.
Yeah. He's been terrible.
Okay. All right. If you want to take Meronk, so you can just curse him out.
I got plus money. It's plus 125.
Listen, this is a win-win for you. So if Meronk loses, you can say, "I told you that asshole's a bum," and you can just throw it in my face all weekend.
I don't know. He's not like your guy. Like I wouldn't take like.
No, he isn't. I don't know why I keep betting him. I have no affinity towards him.
All right. What do you think about the ear over Leishman at fucking even money?
What did Leishman do in Vegas?
Nothing. He stinks.
He was okay.
But Lucas didn't do anything either.
No, Lucas
plays better over in Saudi.
No, this is a rough transition for Lucas to live. I mean, Leishman's at least beating the field, like the average in his first two tournaments. He's got positive strokes gained.
Whatever, I'm gonna bet it. Fuck.
Okay.
You. And then HV3 over Bland.
So Bland's been doing pretty good.
Bland's been good, man. He's like old man golf. Like he's the guy you go out with, and you're like, look at this terrible fucking swing. Oh, it's fucking 240, middle of the fairway. Oh, he has this iron onto the green. He 2 or 3 putts. The worst he makes is a fucking bogey. There's no blow up chance with Bland. Right?
I have Bland top 10 tee to green on LIV this year so far.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I mean, it's all Vegas. He hit it really good in Vegas. But yeah. One other guy actually that just popped in my brain on this. Abe Answer's been hitting it pretty good tee to green, at least with the ball striking stuff. It's been all putter issues with him.
Okay.
But obviously, Mexican kid played a lot on Paspalum, former winner here. Maybe the Paspalum's gonna be enough to wake him up this week.
What's he at for outright? He's like 20, right?
No,
I don't think he's that.
No, Answer's like 35 to 1, 40 to 1. Like I'm thinking more like plus 250 top 10 range for him.
All right.
That might be something to consider. Or what's like his match? Who's he paired up again in the matchup? Something like that.
All right.
I don't really have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No, but dude, don't. Thanks for the fucking breakdown. Now I get to
what I'm here for.
I'm either burning my bookie or I'm gonna fucking get even, one or the other.
Well, we got another LIV event next week too, so we'll just all over again.
Oh, that's right. Oh, because they have a week. Oh, yeah, but and it's a week. Yeah,
they're going over to Hong Kong next week. I know. This is tough. This is tough for LIV. It's not going to be on live. It's going to be tape delayed. No one's going to give a shit.
No.
It's going to be all bots watching the YouTube stream.
Listen, I'll go back and watch it.
And me, because I can't sleep and I just fed my kid.
Yeah. My kids aren't young anymore, so I sleep through the night. It's great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got nothing else. You got anything else?
No, nothing else. Listen, so we'll be back on Sunday to preview next week. So yeah, go back and listen to our PGA show for the Honda or the Cognizant Classic, whatever they want to call it. Go listen to Matt's DFS show. Subscribe on YouTube, and we'll talk to you fuckers on Sunday. Let's go.